Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Fit Nurse Diaries. And I have an amazing special guest in here, Amber. And funny enough, like I'm gonna introduce her and then get her to share about her mission. But it was funny because we literally like almost kind of met like James, like your partner, like through this podcast studio. And then we realized we have very similar missions. And that's why I was like, oh my gosh, like she wants to change the world too. So I was like, I have to get her in here right now. So if you want to share a little bit about you, like introduce yourself and like what it is, like your mission and that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Amber Hill, the CEO and founder of Epiphany Hill Enterprises. And I am a former retired educator for over 24 years, an award-winning children's author, all the different things. And our mission truly is to, I ain't gonna say save the world, but to plant seeds of goodness into the world. Our God Love brand, give it, live it, be it. We want to disperse love everywhere that we go and truly help people not survive, but truly thrive in this world. Because there's so many people out here that need some extra loving. I know, like in professionalism, people say support.
Yeah.
But anytime you come across me, I'm always going to say need extra love so they can be their best selves. And that's our mission, to pull out the best of every human being. And it's so they can be their best selves when they enter in every space that they come across.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love the extra love part. It
The
wasn't just like
love.
it's not just love. It's like you need to like overdo it.
We want you to give it, we want you to live it, and we want you actually to be it. You know, walk the walk.
Yes,
Walk like you talking, right?
absolutely, girl. I love that so much. So, yeah, really, what I wanted to chat to you about today, which I think like our whole ecosystem and the gals like in my program, what they can really benefit from is understanding your perspective of like healthy culture and just like how to be a better leader, manager, all the different things. So I want to start out by asking you like, what is your opinion on like really healthy, amazing culture? And like, even if we could like picture a hospital and like say like even a manager unit, like bring it down to that so people can really visualize that in their lives. Like, what would that look like having healthy culture there?
Well, I always say it starts with the leader.
Yeah.
The leader sets the foundation for everything that goes on in that space. Your energy. Are you building trust? Are you building relationships? Well, I always say healthy relationships, because we can build relationships, right?
Yeah.
It can be either healthy or unhealthy. But are you truly building those healthy relationships and trust and psychological safety, where people are feeling valued, they feel like they belong, they feel like they've been seen, heard, all those things into that space? Because what we found is, I have traveled all across the country, and the same thing happens. We are human beings. And if we don't feel like we're safe, and if we don't feel like we trust that person, we don't feel like we have a great relationship, and we don't feel like we want to be in that space, then guess what? We are not going to work as our best selves. Our productivity is not going to happen at the best of our ability because of the environment. The environment means everything. I always tell, I know you like in the healthcare space, but when I'm working with the educational space too, customer service. How are you showing up as a
Yes.
leader? Customer service. Because what you model is what the people that's working under you model. Do you say thank you? Do you say hello? How have you been today? Right? Because we all been through, we all go through stuff. Life be lifing, right? And sometimes we want to keep things at the door, but life happens. And if you come up to me and just say, hey, beautiful, sometimes that one comment makes a whole world. We was just at a networking event, and I interrupted a couple talking by accident, right? 'Cause, you be so excited when you see somebody you know. And I said, I'm so sorry, handsome. That made his day.
Oh,
Just by me saying handsome. He's like, no one ever said that to me. He's a grown man. And then later on, as we was exiting, he was telling another person, hey, she told me I was handsome. But just that one interaction made his day and brightened his day. So leaders need to know how they show up matters, and how they interact with their staff and the environment matters. Because if no one wants to be there, you're going to get a lot of unhealthy behaviors and interactions that take place, and no productivity is going to take place to where your standards, what you're looking for.
Oh my gosh. I literally love everything you're saying because I actually feel so aligned. Like when I was actually thinking about like us chatting today, I was literally like, this is like my own opinion, and like literally what you're saying is very, very similar, because it always is from the front, but it's also about seeing people. Like we forget sometimes like in life that behind a business, behind being a manager, behind all these different roles and just, customer service in life, there's another human being behind that. So when you humanize people and you get on that level, like people actually feel good. You want people to feel safe in your presence because, like you're saying, it disrupts everything. When not, because that's in like your whole body rejects it. You reject that environment. That's why like our nurses are literally going into work and they're like, I don't even like want to come today. Like, and it's like you're sitting in the corridor like waiting to get into that shift, but you're like waiting till the last minute because you don't want to be there. Like that is what this is. Like
you got to self-talk yourself.
Yeah, you got to be like, no, I want to be there.
This is my mission.
Yes.
But this environment is toxic or stressful, and it's causing me to get sick internally, especially our women.
Yeah,
I need our women to make sure we take care of ourselves because that's the number one killer is stress.
100%. Wow. Okay. So let's talk about then like the toxic environments. Like what creates a toxic environment in culture like that you've noticed?
I know that it always starts with the top.
Yeah.
It always, when you as a leader always think productivity comes before people, it creates unhealthy environments. And then if you're not nice and all you think about is the product, and you're not tapping into the human side of the organization, all I can see you is as a business partner. And what I learned here in Texas for sure is that they love relationships over transactions.
I love Texas for that.
They are really, really great at that piece, and that it makes sense. And I don't know why we don't get it as human beings. If I like you and our energy match, I'm coming to work and I'm going to do whatever. And you might even hurt my feelings unintentionally. However, I know your heart. So I'm not going to take it personal. But if we don't have a good relationship, every little thing that you do is going to be harmful to me because we haven't repaired that harm that was created unintentionally or intentionally, and that causes stress. If you got a environment where everybody's talking about each other, nobody likes each other. I've seen so many teams, and I'm sitting there like, how are y'all getting any work done? Y'all don't even like each other, but we have to be able to communicate. But how are you efficiently communicating if you don't like each other? And sometimes you don't have to. I'm not one of those people who say you have to love and like everybody, but we have to respect each other, right?
Yes.
And you still have a job to do, which is serve people. No matter what. But if I'm coming from a loving heart, it changes the whole dynamics of our relationship.
100%. Like when you know someone's intentions, but you also know that you actually want the best for the other person.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this comes from love. Like even with like feedback and stuff like that, it's just like, this is from a good place. You know their intentions, you know their goals, you know your heart, everything. You guys match in that way, so you can actually hold someone to another standard when that is the case. But when it's a unhealthy culture and stuff, and there's no safety, there's no like them getting their goals too or being appreciated, and you're trying to require them to be at this level and you're asking this to them, they'll just be like, frig you. They'd be like, no, I'm not doing the bedpan, like right. You go do it, like, right? Yeah. But if they felt loved, nurtured, cared for, like,
I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem. I'll stay extra 10 minutes after my shift, no problem.
No problem. I've worked with leaders. I work with great leaders, and I've worked with under terrible leaders. And I will say, for me, by me becoming a self-aware person, which is important, I'm still going to do the work because I know that's what God called me to do. But not everybody's like that. And it's been days with the leader that I didn't respect. I really didn't want to do anything for you. However, it's the work God called me, but it was hard. It
like,
was
head
really like,
down.
you're like, ugh, I got to get up out this building if this leader did not leave, right? And so when we think about that, micromanagers create chaos. So if you don't believe in the people that you hire and you got to micromanage everything, and sometimes leaders think that is the way to keep productivity going. No. If you hire me to do a job, that means you trust me and you believe in me, hopefully. But then when I get there, you're always going behind me or micromanaging everything I do. That means you don't respect me, you don't trust me. So why am I even here?
That is so true, girl. And like that's the thing is like, how do we create? Because the goal actually is like, let me know your opinion on this, but like when the leader is, helping people and like say for example the manager is being that leader to the staff, then there's the head nurse, there's the charge nurse, and then there's other people. Wouldn't you want the charge nurse to become the next leader and then them underneath to become the next leader? That's how you really make someone feel like they actually have a say. Their opinion matters, what they do matters, and you trust them enough to be able to do that and do it well if they have the right resources. Why do you think that most places like do micromanage and don't allow leaders to rise or create leaders?
I always say it's 9 times out of 10 it's the pressures that they probably get from the top to make sure, because we as a society, we are a productivity driven. We want outcomes, and sometimes we get so stuck on titles. I'm the boss, and this how it's going to be. So we don't give our people under us opportunities to practice, to be empowered, to be and go to the next level. And we have to get out that productivity outcome. If you want the outcomes, guess what? You have to treat people with respect. And then you will get the outcomes that you actually really desire. You have to give your people opportunities. You have to influence them by empowering them. How can I be my better self and grow if you're already always micromanagement or don't give me the opportunity to grow? I always tell leaders, the best leaders allow the employees to do everything. If I'm not there and the ship is still going, that means I'm a great leader.
Exactly. Hallelujah. Thank God.
But if I'm micromanaging, how are you giving your employees opportunities to grow and to be empowered to be there? But if you got good systems and structures in place and you're a great leader and you're empowering your people, you don't need to be there all the time. And that's what your job is. So now you can be doing something else to better the organization.
I love this so much because it reminds me literally of the fit nurse movement and just like the whole team and like the members and everything. And this is how I think about leadership, because that's like the place I'm in now. I'm not actually in the hospital anymore, but I think about that and I'm like, I want my gals on my team to be leaders. I want them to do their thing. I want them to be like thriving and like feel like they can step into manager positions and all this different stuff and feel really good. And it really creates, like, you have to create that environment, and there's so much depth to it. Like
teamwork is a dream work, right?
Yes,
each one teach one.
100%. Yeah, that's so good. Okay, so for like the gals listening that are like nurse practitioners, like doctors, like nurse managers, and have all this leadership, and even a mom. Like when you're a mom, you are a leader, right? Like you feel that. Like, what is your advice to like being the best leader you can for these people to create that sort of environment?
I always say you always have to self-awareness. Self-awareness and knowing who you are. First, you gotta like yourself, love yourself, and knowing who is Dr. Amber Hill, right? Like,
you have to
right?
yourself.
You have to love yourself, because
oh my God, yes.
Despite what anybody else may say, as long as you know you are walking in your purpose, you are going to continue to do what your God-given talent is. But then give yourself grace. It is not a one and done. It is not something that is a blueprint. We all gonna make mistakes. I always tell people, you might get it right today. I might get it wrong tomorrow. But I'm gonna give myself some grace, because I know I showed up my best self. Right. I always tell mom, smile and love what you're doing. I'm a mom of 4, and now adult children. I don't like that doll stage because I just miss my little ones, them being little. However, you have to practice and actually model what you say you're going to do.
Oh my God. Yes.
The kids are watching. Your
Yes.
employees are watching. Everybody
Oh
is
my God.
watching. So if I'm promoting God love, but then I'm nasty to everybody, people are watching. Why would they support me and why would they want to be around me? How does lady talk about God love and she just always nasty,
Oh
right?
my
You have to
God.
model.
I actually, like, I don't want to butt into what you're
No,
saying
you
there,
go.
but like there's so much truth to that because like for example, like someone hopped onto a consult the other day and my team member was telling me about the call and just saying how she owns this like woman empowerment sort of like thing, and then she comes on and was trashing me the whole time about my video, about my business, all this stuff, and it's like, how can you be that when you're not a walking representation? And people forget that it's not the words you say, especially being a mom and being a leader, like it's not what you say, because you could say anything. We can have a textbook and we could write down the perfect way to do something, but it's how you show up that truly leads, because they see it from the front. They're visually seeing, okay,
Yes.
when she says that she's gonna, be there and support me, she's there.
She's there.
She's not just saying, oh yeah, let me know if you need anything. She's actually like, how are you doing today? Like, do you need anything from me? All this stuff. Like, that's massive what you're saying there.
Yeah.
And it's congruency.
It's all intertwined. And I always like to do reflection. I'm so amazed at how many people don't reflect about their interactions or their work.
Yeah.
I always see what's the glows and what's the grows.
Always.
Always, because it's always some ways to improve on just being you, right? And you have to reflect, how am I showing up in spaces? How am I impacting people? Is more important than the outcome of productivity. Because if I can plant seeds, I always tell people flowers are beautiful, and you gave me some beautiful flowers today. Flowers are beautiful. We plant seeds everywhere we go, every interaction that we have. Are you that person that are planting seeds that kill the flower? Or are you that person that plants seeds that bloom the flower? And I want to be that person that always plants seeds, no matter who it is, at the grocery store.
Yes.
My kids be like, Mom, you talk to everybody. You always tell me they pretty or handsome. I even got some of my colleagues. They was like, I thought I was the one you said beautiful. We all are beautiful and wonderfully made, right? But I would like to plant seeds of joy, plant seeds of love, plant seeds of positivity everywhere I go. And I reflect upon that. Because I have my moments sometimes, too, where I want to be like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, how did that impact that person? And now I have to reflect. I got to sit back and say, what can I have done differently? And sometimes we have to own our stuff and apologize.
And it's
Ownership
hard. And it's hard.
and
You have to look in the
accountability. is hard.
mirror.
My husband tell me all the
Yeah.
time, sometimes I could be mean to him. But sometimes that's the closest person. And then it hits me. I got to reflect. Okay, how am I showing up as a wife? Because you give yourself to so many people, and then when you get home, you're tired.
Oh,
So that means I got to reflect upon how am I showing up for him too. Because if I'm showing up, we won. When you become married, we won. And my reflection of negativity impacts how he might show up with me, right?
100%.
It's reciprocal.
It's a mirror. Like it's the hardest thing to do, to look in the mirror. Like even like last time I was
Oh
here.
my God, it's so hard.
Yeah, like last time I was here, I was like, I didn't want to do this. I never do this, but it was a part of my challenge for the month. And I was like, okay, I'm going to ask for feedback after I do my podcast, which I'm like, why am I doing that? But anyways, I just did it. And like, it was great to hear the feedback. But sometimes like it's hard to look in the mirror, because then it actually is like, hey, how are we actually showing up when we're not like thinking like, oh, we're really good, like we're doing a great job. It's like, how are you actually showing up? And then to be able to accept that feedback as well and like get better, I think is absolutely beautiful. And that's a part of it. That self-awareness is really key, what you're saying there, because it makes sense. Like you have to be able to understand yourself and like, ooh, did I show up good right now? Did I not? But that's huge. So yeah, I love that.
And I always tell leaders, ask your employees how they feel about you.
Yeah.
Do they cringe every time you walk into the space? Or they be like, hey, how are you doing? Are they excited? That should be self-awareness right there. If nobody want to bring you a gift, or nobody want to eat lunch with you, or nobody want to sit and have a 5-minute conversation, it might be You might be the problem and not your employees. So ask them, get their feedback on how, you show up. Because sometimes you might not even know. Sometimes people don't even know how they show up.
Yeah.
They just think I'm
100%.
here. I heard young man said, ain't about relationships. I'm all about the work. Well, you all about the work. You're not going to get a lot of a lot of productivity out the work that you expecting to get. It's more than that.
100%, and people can feel that too, like especially in the hospital. It's like you're just a number. A lot is what I hear a lot from my girls, which is why I wanted like you to come on here to like help people, like actually help, like even in like the next thing you say, like if you can help these managers that are listening to this, to like it's not about feeling bad, because like you can't change how you've shown up in the past, but you can always be different. How can you help them be able to show up differently so that these women that are in these facilities or clinics or whatever are not feeling like, these nurses are not feeling like they are a number, like they're actually cared about? Like what would be that one piece of advice if like they left with it, it would change everything?
Pretty much ask them how they how do they feel about you, and listen. Don't respond. Don't take it personal, but truly, truly listen and reflect on their words. And then if it's things that you have created the harm, you need to figure out ways to repair that harm for whoever may need it, and create that space where they are brave enough. I know people say safe spaces, but I like to say brave, because we create a lot of safe spaces, but people ain't brave enough still to be vulnerable, to tell you anything, right? Create that space where they are bold enough to be honest with you so you can become a better leader. But you have to listen, and once you get that feedback, that constructive feedback, reflect upon it and show up different. It's not a microwave where you're going to change your behaviors right away, but little steps matter. Little moments matter. Listen to them and their responses of what a great leader looks like, and start implementing some of those things. And it may be simple, just a good morning.
Yeah, simple.
It might be something really, really simple. It don't have to be anything big. Like, thank you for showing up today, because guess what? When the environment is not as toxic and unhealthy, people don't show up to work. They call off.
They're like, can't make it.
And right. And
not here.
And we went through that with my dad. Became seriously ill 3 years ago when we had heart failure, and the nurses. I'm like, oh my God, it's high turnover, right? And if people don't, like you said, don't feel valued and heard, and they feel like they just part of a number, I'm leaving and going to the next organization. Now the nurse that we bonded with and loved is gone, and now my dad have to learn a new person, which sometimes in that Alzheimer's and treatment, that's hard, especially for the elder, right? And so leaders, ask your people, how do you show up every day? And listen and give them grace, and listen for understanding so you can grow and to become a better leader.
That's beautiful. Mic drop right there. That's so good. And of course, like, because I know we talked about this the other day when we met up, but I would love to know, like, what you want to give to my community, because I would love for you to be, like, on, like, a Zoom call and, like, share, like, what it is that can help them in the journey, because they are a leader. Like, no matter if you're a mom, if you're a manager, if you're whatever your title is, maybe even eventually you upgrade into a management position. Like, you are a leader no matter what. You're a leader in your relationship.
Yes.
Even just a partnership of like two people, like you become that leader. So what do you want to be able to give to my community? Like, what do you want to share?
I've really been tapping into leadership identity. How do you show up as a leader? I've been tapping in mental wellness. Yeah. Mental wellness is huge. And really tapping in, giving you tips and strategies on how to become mentally well. Despite if you have unhealthy leadership, you still got to show up to serve people. And then also tapping in what it looks like to be God love, give it, live it, be it, and just preparing you to be your best self. We all need those tips. We all need those strategies. We are all should be on forever learners,
Yeah.
and to be able to grow into and empower to grow into our best selves. So mental wellness is definitely like my number one, because I need my nurses and the people in the medical field to be well.
100%.
How,
Me too,
you
girl,
can't
me
be
too.
mentally well if you're not mentally well. How are you serving your people? I had experiences in hospitals or doctor's offices when the nurses wasn't always the nicest, and I give grace
Yeah.
because I am self-aware, and I think
Who
about
you
the
are.
men of West, because they may be going through something. They might have just had an interaction with a bad client or a patient, or their boss probably ticked them off, or they might have got a call that their son got suspended or got hurt at school. It might be all different things, and then they have to come in my space, right? But if you're not mentally well, you are going to show up as your unhealthy self.
Which is so key.
Which is so key, because you still serving people.
Yeah.
And I have not if I have a bad experience, I give it grace 1 or 2 times. But after that, I'm going somewhere else to get my needs met.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Cheryl, that's amazing. And like that makes me think of like even the fact that like what you were sharing is that you still showed up like when it was a toxic culture, you still showed up anyways. So who better to actually like help our community be able to like know how to show up during that time to actually take care of themselves if they can't actually, be in there and change the whole culture of the floor. How do you change the culture within your own space and how you show up and how you feel? But also I was thinking of the idea of like healthcare workers, like even if it's raining outside, even if it's tornado, like snow, you still have to show up. So it's like, babe, like you still have to show up anyway. So you might as well show up feeling really good. Like that's basically it. Like, so yeah, I'm so happy that you came in here. Thank you so much for sharing
you're
all this.
welcome.
We're so aligned, and I really like how you say the seeds, because that's how I am too. It's like, we can change the world, and we both, I would say, are changing the world in our own way. But it doesn't need to be massive. It doesn't need to be these huge shifts of thousands of people. All it needs to be is one person, and then they change their roots, which changes the next person, changes the next person. And that's what actually matters at the end of the day. So I think that that's amazing. So I'd love to have you in the community.
Yay.
So for those that want Amber to come into the community, I want you to like drop in the comments, be like, yes, bring her in, because we'll reel her in. But anyways, thank you so much. And any last words at all before I close it out for Fit Nurse Diaries?
I will just say, love you. If no one else don't love you, as long as you love yourself. And when you really start to love yourself, you show up so great, and you plant seeds. And once you start to plant those seeds of love and gratitude and positivity, it starts to sprinkle in your environment. It starts to touch each and every different person that you interact with. Your smile might be that one thing that helps and bring light to somebody else.
So good.
So keep doing the work. Thank you for y'all service. I appreciate y'all, because y'all are so much needed, but we also need you to show up and shine your light bright as you serve the people that comes into your space.
Couldn't have said better. That's amazing. All right, gals. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next episode. We're still continuing our Giddy Up 2.0. So I'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye. Awesome, girl.
I didn't see you do the little lighter.